God, you should have already been prepared.
Well, I was 99% prepared. Yeah, although I did forget my cup that I always have.
Oh no, do you need to go get it?
No,
Should I pause?
No, I'll live.
Okay, Olive. Theme song, motherfucking theme song for when wife gives you lemons. This is a theme song for fucking when life gives you lemons.
Welcome to this thing.
Hi,
that we call.
What? What do we call it?
I'm deciding what I want to call it today.
Okay.
I guess I'll call it When Wife Gives You Lemons.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for calling it by its title. I think I'm going to have to use your knee or your leg.
Oh, because your ankle?
Yeah, because...
Yeah, we'll explain the injuries.
Yeah.
So,
do you have nopes?
You know, there was one, I remember I was like, oh, we're going to talk about that, so I'll remember that. It was a big part of that, and now I can't remember what we were going to talk about.
No!
I'm sure you wrote it down because it was something we did together.
No, well, I mean...
something will jar them.
I know we were I know that you said this is all going to be on the podcast, and that was during...
Okay, yeah, it was something.
During the engagement party.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay, so let me just get some things out. Kalibi is turning 18 in March, and he wants a tattoo, so I'm going to get Kalibi a tattoo. Papa's birthday is today.
Happy birthday, Papa.
Happy birthday, Papa!
We love you.
We do love you. And Broseph Oza Ding Dong will be officially a teenager tomorrow.
And a 13-year-old attitude.
13-year-old Brody. Odie, awesome frame.
So, yeah. And, you know, it should be a good show. We've been struggling a little bit lately. The last few shows have been struggle because we've been struggling a little bit. A lot of personal things going on, you know, battling. We haven't been getting along great. Obviously, you guys have noticed. But it seems like
a lot of people have noticed.
We're heading in the right direction, people. Everything's okay. It's way too many years for us to just fucking be stupid. So.
Yeah, it's been.
I committed. I'm gonna die with you at some point.
Please don't.
No, it's gonna happen.
So I was at the Comedy Store.
Comedy Store.
Here's the thing, guys. I think I have to back up because. Thank you. So Wednesday, we do the podcast normally on Wednesday.
Yeah. So what are you trying
Oh, that's right, but we didn't talk about it because we weren't allowed.
And we weren't getting along.
Wednesday night, I got home from work, and John goes, well, tell Mom. And I thought he was talking to Franny because we'd been back and forth going, well, tell Dad you went outside and went potty like a big girl. So I'm like, oh, did you go potty outside? And he's like, Tyler, tell Mom. And Tyler goes, I bought a ring. I am proposing on Sunday.
Yeah, so we're going to be in-laws.
I'm going to be a mother-in-law, I'm going to be the groom's mom, which means absolutely nothing.
It means we're the secondary family moving
So
forward.
it was a shock. Like, we kind of knew it was going that way, but we were not expecting it to go as quickly. In fact, last weekend, Tyler and his now fiance went to San Diego, and I straight up told John he's going to propose.
Well, there you go.
But I wasn't expecting it to be the next weekend. But hey. Okay, so that was Wednesday. So then Saturday, I was taking the dogs for a walk, but it was later at night, and so there's a specific point where we run home because Franny's got like frantic puppy energy.
Yeah, she's wild.
She is full on puppy. Like when we first got her, she was like, oh, just hold me, I love to be held. And now she's like, I'm gonna bite your toes, fuck you. So I'm gonna kill this animal, and I'm gonna bite everyone, and I'm gonna stand on everyone. And so I was like, okay, guys, and she was like pulling me, and I was like, wait till we get to the pole, and I was like, fuck it, let's just start running. Well, I was off to the side because it was later at night, and I didn't want to get ran over, and half of my foot was on the road, and the other half rolled off. There was a big pop. Thank God there was a chain link fence because I had to hold on to it, and then I had to wobble home, and so it's up. So that was Saturday night, and then Sunday morning.
Hang on, and then Saturday night you went to the Comedy Store, right?
No, that was Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So Saturday night I got home, and I was in so much pain, and we wrapped it and we iced it, and then Sunday morning I was like, it was black and blue, and I'm like, I think I did something.
We went and got her looked at.
So it's not broken. So I mean, I'm just a pussy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that was Sunday, and we were in the friggin' ER for like 4 hours. It was so stupid.
It was actually urgent care.
Urgent care. I hated it. And then we went home, and Tyler told us that there was going to be an engagement party Sunday night.
Right.
Well, on Thursday. He told me on Thursday. I think he told you on Wednesday when he told you.
Yeah, I think. But I wasn't understanding. Like, it was just like, oh, I think we're just gonna have a little congratulatory. That's what I thought. Like, you know,
I think that's what
like their family, like, you know, like their intimate family, like us, just hey, great, awesome. But oh no.
Well, I also had to work at the Comedy Store on Sunday because it was a goddamn comedy jam, and I only go 1 week in a month. Sometimes I do Annie Letterman's show, but I do Josh's shows, and Josh expects. And I was like, whoa. I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, I can figure this out. And I text Tyler. I was like, all right, I'll be there, but I'm going to have to leave. And I'm sorry for that. Well, we get to the house, and there's like no parking.
Oh, no parking. There was probably 50, 60 people there.
Yeah.
At least.
No, more than that.
I'm just rounding.
Yeah.
Down.
And we had to park far away. Mind you, my ankle is...
No. We had to park so far away, we literally parked across the street from Tyler's biological mother's grown-up house.
That's true. That's true.
We had to park so far away. I mean, what are the odds? We're like looking at that, and I was like, man, I could like feel evil oozing out of that house.
That's funny. I didn't even think about that. So John parked my car, and Brody and I started walking because we knew it was going to take me a while because I'm hobbling. So we get to the party, nobody's answering the door. I'm like, we just got to walk in. So we walk in, and it is the widest party I've ever been to in my life.
It was funny. Like I said, it was definitely like I told you. I tried. I don't know. It almost seems like they were surprised that we were there.
The amount of time she was like, "Oh, I'm glad you were able to come," and was like, "Well, it's our kid's getting married." Like,
right.
It was they seemed very surprised that we were there.
Yeah, I kind of wonder, like, does he not say he's like good with his family?
Or maybe
we're all good.
Maybe he's, sometimes, like, when we're younger, we like to be more of a victim.
That's true.
So, like, we talk shit a little bit more. So maybe they don't understand.
Well, they're in for something exciting. Let me tell you,
because
they want to intermingle with our family. It's going to be real interesting, real fast.
Well, we get there, and like it was so many people, and well, I get it. Like Tyler and Aubrey are very excited, but so they didn't really. There's nothing wrong, but. They didn't introduce us to anyone. They were just like ping pong. And I get it. They were probably super overwhelmed.
I don't think I really saw them. They were just off running, and I was just kind of standing there. I literally knew you and Brody, me. I met her parents for like 5 minutes once. And I obviously her. And a couple of the friends. But for the most part, I knew like maybe, including you and Brody, like 6 people.
I don't even know if I knew that many people.
And only 4 of them that I like knew and talked to, like Jake, like the kids.
Well, those are ours.
Those are our boys.
Those are ours. Like when Jake walked in, I was like, "Oh my god, thank God!"
You left, and I was talking to Anthony, one of Tyler's best buddies. He's the paramedic. He's seen some shit, right? Already. I mean, he's only been in like 4 years, and he's already seen it. I had to talk to him. I was like, "Dude, how do you deal?" He goes, "Does it harden you?"
You're skipping.
Why?
You're like a fucking CD.
Well, I'm talking about the party.
We're not. We were at the end of the party.
Oh, well, fine. Let's go back to the beginning of the party.
Let's go. So we walk in, and it's insane, and it's just so many people we don't know. And then we go into the kitchen, and the parents were there, and then the mom was like, "Oh, like I'm really glad you were able to come, and oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming." And I was like, "Okay." And I don't know, it was awkward.
Probably us overthinking.
Yeah, probably. And then the mom was like, "Well, Aubrey wanted to get married in May, but I told her we were super busy because all of her cousins have finals." And I was like, "Yeah, well, Caleb has finals as well." And she goes, so the venue called, they had a cancellation, and we're probably going to do it June 5th. And I was like, whoa, I am really busy in June. Which, if it had to be, we would cancel. Like, we're going to be there at our kids' wedding.
Is there a puppy that needs to get smacked?
Yeah, so we would be there. But I was like, whoa. And she goes, oh, I guess we should have, what do you call, why can't I think of the word? I guess we should have collaborated with you on dates. And I was like, this is happening so fast.
Right.
Like, I'm like, this is already, so from what John and I have figured out, they have been planning on getting married for quite some time. The wedding is almost already planned. And the ring was just kind of a formality. So, you know, and then the dad called everybody in the living room, and he had Aubrey and Tyler
recount their
story, and then I had to leave because Josh was already texting me. He's like, "Where are you?"
Well, this was funny because her dad, it's a very religious family, which is fine. That's their thing, and they're like, we're gonna do a prayer for this is awesome. We're gonna do a prayer, and right in the middle of the prayer, Joy's like, fuck it, I gotta go.
I did. I wasn't even in the middle of the prayer. It was in the beginning. I was like, and the mom opened the door for me, so I think she knew. She's like,
Well, I think, and that's another thing, is like, I always, and I don't know if I feel bad or because I feel bad because I'm not, like, playing along or something. I don't know. It's at times, but I'm standing there and, like, they're doing that after you left, and I just looked around and I was like, man, this is wild to me. Like, it is wild to me because maybe it's because I've never been involved and I don't understand it, but to me, it's wild.
I was involved. I sang at church.
It seems so culty. And I don't want to disrespect it.
No. It's just not.
If it makes you happy, then right on.
But
don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, and don't judge other people. We're all people. We're all happy. So I took off.
What do you think they're gonna do when they find out he has a gay brother?
I don't know, Kate. I don't know.
That's going to be really interesting.
Well, Aubrey knows, but I feel like they don't talk about us at all.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think we're in any of their conversations.
No.
They don't really know our demeanor.
No.
I mean, they're all clean cut, and I come in with a big old beard usually.
And I was showing cleavage. Because they do. They don't. They're very conservative, like always turtlenecks, always high collared shirts, which I remember doing when I was, so whatever. But anyway, so I get to the Comedy Store. I'm fucking late. I'm so annoyed. I'm frustrated. My freaking foot hurts. Everything is just, So I get there and I'm standing there and I've missed like 3 people already that went up. So I only made half of the show. But then Harland Williams walks up to me and he's like, dude.
Those of you who don't know Harland Williams, just look him up on IMDb. You'll remember everything he's been in. Half Baked. Was it like a monkey in space or something like that?
Yeah, Rocket Man. Superstar. Dumb and Dumber.
He was the cop that drinks the pee. Like, you'd know him immediately.
Yeah, something about Mary, also a cop.
Right.
Yeah. So he comes up to me and he's all, hey, buddy, I was thinking about you. And I was like, yeah. He's like, I got a story for you, buddy.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm like, okay. And he goes, Saturday. And he's like, wait, what is today? And I'm like, dude, I don't even know what time it is. And I was like, yeah, it's Sunday. And he's like, so yesterday I was in Oklahoma, or he was somewhere, and I decided to get a massage. So I go in and I get a massage, and they had speakers all around the room playing Ocean. And he goes, but it wasn't like the, he said, it sounded like a fucking hurricane.
It's like you're in a storm.
Right. So he's like,
off rubbed down.
So then he's like, I felt like I was getting waterboarded. And then the lady comes in and he goes, she was doing this. And he goes, oh, you can go harder, buddy. Like, go harder. And she goes, okay. And then she went like this.
Oh, she was just there for the handy.
I don't know. I don't know. But he goes, the whole time I was all, Joy wouldn't be doing this. Joy wouldn't be doing this. Joy would get into this. What? This isn't Joy.
Did you call me?
And then so we were laughing, and then he goes, and then I went up to the front, and they're like, how was it? And he's like, I'm going to be honest with you. That was awful. And I'm like, you know what? Good. I'm glad you said something. But I was like, oh, that made me happy. So then the night, it was really quick. I was home home quick.
Yeah, I think you're home early.
And then I slept on the couch because my ankle, and it was just, so that was Sunday. And then Monday, I took somebody's shift at Med Spa, and then I did our vet, Franny's vet, and Franny's vet's wife.
I think it's weird that we're exchanging money to each other.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to charge you this much for your dog. Well, guess what? I'm going to charge you this much.
We should just have an envelope that we just hand back and forth to each other.
With cash in it.
Uh-huh. And it made me like him and his wife. I never met his wife.
Nice people.
Good people. And you're cracking up, though. And so then I got home, and I was in so much pain, and John took me back to the Comedy Store, because I was like, I can't.
Yeah, because there was
another
show, the Shimmy Ya.
So we go to the Shimmy Ya, and we're there, and then did you see this? So Jeremiah was...
Oh, yeah, Jeremiah did the thing for Brody.
Well, Jeremiah did the thing for Brody, yeah. Okay, so Jeremiah Watkins, who we love.
Yeah, and I'm sure if you've probably heard him and things. He's done a lot of voiceover stuff, and he's done a lot. He's got a pretty good podcast.
So Jeremiah was on my chair getting a massage, right?
Uh-huh.
And then Jamar made a picture.
He said he was going to draw him. That's so funny.
And I told Jamar I want to buy that painting and I want to put it in my massage studio.
That's great.
And he said it was sold, so it's mine. Yay.
Oh, so you bought it from him?
Uh-huh. And so it's just really cool that, and I was like, oh. And then Jamar is there, and there is something about Jamar that makes me mom him every time.
He's a big kid.
And I love him. Like, I have pure love for him.
He fucking cracks me up.
So, he came in and I was talking to him and he's like, you're being a mom. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And he's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. And I was like, stop being a mom. So, it was cool. Shimmy Ya was super fun. John was there. Our whole crew was there, which is always fun when all of us are there.
That's pretty cool.
So, Rebecca, Eric, Justine, and me. And, so it's fun. And let's see, what else happened out there?
Let me look at my notes.
So,
I don't think I have a note, but I'll look. I know there was something I was going to say. I was all excited about it, and I fucking didn't write it down because I was like, I'll never forget that. That was so funny.
So, yeah. And then apparently the Botox didn't work because I can still move my forehead.
That's something. Okay. That's something.
Oh, okay. John,
that was a note. No, go ahead. Finish.
No, that's about it.
No,
honestly, I've been in so much pain since Saturday night that when I get home, I just sit now because my ankle hurts. I go to the orthopedist tomorrow. Like I said, and then we're going. I'm driving to Visalia tomorrow. Man, my ankle's gonna be so. I'm driving to Visalia tomorrow.
It's gonna be a midnight back.
Yeah, but it's on a Friday.
It's on a Thursday.
Oh, the next day's a Friday. You're not
You've
going.
already kept me up past midnight this week.
Oh, so you're not going.
I didn't say that. That's just
my baby brother's going to be there.
I haven't decided. That's tough.
Anyway, my baby brother's going to be there. So I'm going to go see my parents and my baby brother, and we're going to try and sign me up for my Indian card.
So is there something going on out there?
Yeah, it's a powwow. But when you're at the powwow, they have their lawyers and people there already, right. So hopefully I can just get it all done there. That's why I'm going.
It should be easy.
It should be easier. Yeah.
In your paperwork.
Yeah. So there's all that. So I'm sure I will have parental stories. And like I said, it's Brody's birthday tomorrow, so I'm going to try to attempt to take my family out to dinner for Brody's birthday. Okay, go. What's your note?
Well, I had this note because I was just randomly, just Facebooking or something, just cruising around.
Stalking.
And this thing pops up. So this thing pops up, and I was like, holy shit, I never knew this existed. So back in 70s or so, do you remember last year, some of you probably remember, we talked about a story of Major the Lion.
Uh-huh.
He was a drugged up lion who they left on a porch, chained on a porch at Magic Mountain, and let us kids climb all over this fucking cat. A giant fucking lion. No joke, no bullshit. Anyway, so what pops up on just random things like class something up in Irvine. So in Irvine, near Disneyland, they had a place called the African Lion Safari, and they had like this 40 acres in the middle of Irvine that had this like little safari park in it.
Oh shit!
And they had lions. Oh, we got an escapee. they had giraffes and they had lions, and like you do the old drive-through like they do. And people are like, I remember a lion came up, sat on our... Man, you just ruin your cars.
Yeah.
And they don't care.
And how do you do that with your insurance?
So I had an accident. What happened? Lion climbed on my car.
A cat? A big lion cat.
Where? In Irvine. Really? Yeah, I was at a stoplight. I hung up right, and there was like 10 lions right there, and I went really slow, but...
One of them climbed up.
Yeah. Afraid to fuck my car. I just thought it was really crazy though that there was like this fucking like.
Do you think they were drugged too?
I just think back to the 70s and I'm like, holy fuck, man, we were just. They just let us do it, the 70s and 80s, and that goes back to the note I was gonna take. I just remembered.
Oh.
So, good news. I found it. I reconnected with an old friend, which is like one of my oldest friends. Joe King, he was one of our original guys who come on and hang out with us. He's a good buddy of ours. So at the same time I met Joe, I met another kid, also named Joe. And that guy, I shouldn't say Joe on that one. No. So that guy, anyway. So I grew up with these two guys, right? So and separate, like obviously separate, but. So we reconnected. I hadn't found this guy in years. It'd been 37 years since I've talked to this dude. Now I could remember the last time we talked. Like he brought his little Honda over, and it had no. I remember it because it had no headrests. He had the headrest off of it, right? And I'm like, wow. He's like, that's cool, right? So and I laughed about that, and I always told him he lived in he lived in Pompton, Palmdale for you who don't know, and so I was worried. I always wondered like, man, what happened to him? And I could never find him. So I Googled like his hometown, and it popped up. And then I cyber stalked his. I go, okay, he had a sister with Michelle. I knew that. So I went, if there's a Michelle on his page, it's him. And I find him, and I'm all excited. So anyway, we messaged back and forth, and we talked on the phone, and we were laughing because we were talking about a story when we were kids. Last weekend, it rained, and they closed Magic Mountain for the weekend. Rained too hard. Well, I was explaining to the kids, man, when I was a kid, we would go to Magic Mountain. We had season passes, and it would be pouring rain. Nobody would be there. We thought it was great, and we would go on water rides and everything, and it's like 50 degrees. And we're freezing. Now we're freezing so cold, both of us are crying because we're so cold. And we have to call his mom to come pick us up. Now, what I realized when we were laughing and we were talking about this story was, what the fuck were my families thinking? We were 9 years old. 9 years old, and they're like, all right, have a good time. Call us when you're done. Just leave your 9-year-olds at fucking Magic Mountain unsupervised.
They're supervised.
Magic Mountain was our babysitter.
Yeah.
But
it's cheaper than a babysitter.
But would you do that? Like, you send your 9-year-old today. You wouldn't fucking send a 9-year-old by himself. Hey, good time.
I think I would.
See, you gotta think. Okay, so I figured this was 4th grade. Third or 4th grade. So it may have been 8, 9. That's insane.
I'm a bad parent. Okay, this is the thing too.
I mean, I don't know.
We just talked about this too. Is we're pretty sure by next year we're going to be grandparents.
Oh yeah, we'll be grandparents before
May.
The middle of 2025 for sure.
But I was telling John, because my mother-in-law's like, well, you said you wanted kids, and I was like, actually, I don't. And I was like, and she's like, Joy, and I was like, no.
I was whatever. If they happen, cool. If they don't.
But here was and I go, no, listen. I go, I'm not being an asshole. I go, I don't want grandkids because my kids were so hard, and I'm so tired, and I'm so exhausted, and I didn't do the best job with all 3 of them. I don't want to fuck it up again. I don't want to go through this again. I want to be done. And that's why I'm like,
I want to be done. I'll get a puppy.
She's a baby.
I hear
She'll
that fucking puppy
she'll
whining
be
at the
dead
door.
in 10 years. It's fine. Like, that's fine. Like, I don't want to say it'd be okay if the kid is dead in 10 years, because that sounds awful.
Yeah, a little bit.
But, like, a puppy, you're like, all right, got a couple years, love you, licks. And they never say I'm stupid, and they never yell at me, and I don't do anything.
You know why?
Why?
Because they
can't
can't
talk.
I just farted.
All right, lick, clip, surprise.
Is that it? Or
Yeah,
I
yeah.
farted and we're in?
That was the ending bell.
All right, well, thanks for listening. Check us out. Like us.
Oh, and we, once again,
Live episode coming in June. That's
Live.
a few months away there, but
Fuck.
it doesn't matter. It's going to come fast, and we are going to be there, and we are going to be assholes in what we do what we do best.
and there's probably, I have a feeling in June, the first 3 weeks, we're probably going to end up doing 4 episodes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
Because we're going to have
It's going to be wedding, book signing, live podcast, breathe.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's going to be.
So, and
we're going to have a wedding exclusive.
Breathe, July 4th.
Then, what's after July 4th?
Your birthday.
Yay, George's birthday. So, and then probably a pregnancy announcement in August. So,
Is it going to take that long?
no, I was being generous. But
I'm thinking first dump.
But I'm telling you, yeah, I'm telling you, we will have an exclusive wedding podcast, just the wedding alone. And if it's
have a
wedding special, yeah. And so, surprise, email us, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, fucking talk to us. Quit being bitches.
Yeah, don't be bitches. And now I really have to lose weight because I have to be in a wedding. Or no, I don't. I'm not in a wedding.
Yeah, we're gonna be there.
Hopefully,
Maybe.
we're invited.
You think they'll make us sit on can you guys sit in the very back? But we're his parents. Oh, really?
Oh, well, half of them, you know what? I also figured this out because, there was a couple times where like, hi, we're Tyler's parents, and they'd all give us this weird look. It's because none of them call him by Tyler, so I don't think anybody knew who we were.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yes, because we kept going, we're Tyler's parents, and they're like, oh, okay. But I think if we would have been all, we're Barnes' parents.
Right.
Because at one point, and this is true, and I kind of figured it out, but I wanted to make sure, because they kept saying Barnes, and I fucking looked at John, and I go, Tyler's Barnes, right? Like, what the fuck is happening?
And her mom was right above us, and we were laughing, because we started laughing, and I go, yes. I go, it's still too hard for me. It's always going to be Tyler to me.
Yeah.
I can't. It's always going to be Tyler.
Barnes. So, yeah.
So, anyway, check this out. So, I was talking to Tyler's buddy.
Uh-huh.
Right? And we were chatting because I was like, hey, man, you got to be hardened up to be a paramedic because you got to see some fucked up shit. And he goes, yeah. He goes, honestly, he goes, I cleaned up brains today.
Damn.
He's like, I had fucking their shit everywhere, right? And I go, damn, that's fucked up. Like, right, like a self-inflicted thing or something. And then he's like, the hardest part for me to deal with was when they're young.
Right.
And I go, of course, I don't know how you could deal with that. That's actually the fucking killer for me that I wouldn't do it. And he's like, yeah, but see some shit, dude. And then I asked him about this story about this girl who had been, there was a murder up in the canyons.
I can put my phone up again.
And so I would guess it was like this Tinder date murder, and I know you want to get rid of it, but it was like a Tinder date murder up in a canyon, by right where I play disc golf all the time. Like
right.
I heard the gunshot when they killed the perpetrator.
That's insane.
Allegedly. No. That's what it was.
Oh.
It was literally. So anyway, this guy had stabbed this lady, killed her, and she had dragged herself out of the car and died in the middle of the road. Right, and the car was sitting there, no damage, but there's, I guess he goes, man, I approach the car, there's stuff everywhere, blood everywhere. So he opens the car and he's looking around, he sees it. So his partner goes, we have to administer CPR. So they start, even though they kind of know, they start and they go to open it up and they see all the stab wounds and they're like, holy shit. And then they're like, fuck it. There could be someone still around. They're in the middle of a canyon, there's nowhere to go. There's somebody around.
Mm-hmm.
So they jump in their ambulance and just lock the doors and hang out and wait for the cops to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So they're sitting there waiting for the cops because they get there and they're going to clear the scene or whatever. And that's when the dude comes out of the bushes and the cops take him out. He goes, Mr. Barnett. He goes, I was on the driver's side, looked in.
Barnes' dad.
Yeah. He goes, I looked. Well, they call him Tyler still. They do.
That's how we'll know.
He goes,
that's how they're going to separate the wedding. Are you for Barnes or Tyler?
So he says, he goes, Mr. Barnett, he goes, was in the driver's side looking, and I was going to go to the passenger side and look, and he goes, and if I would have gone to the passenger side, that guy was 15 feet from me in the bushes, and there's no doubt he would have charged him, because he was already a lunatic, right?
Yeah, he already did it.
And there would have been nobody to stop him up there.
That's insane.
And he goes, honestly, I feel like my partner saved my life that night.
Oh.
And I was like, that's crazy. Like, he's telling me some other stories, and I was like, dude. He's like, yeah, so he's all, this,
Your husband's calling you.
I'm sorry?
Your husband's calling you. You can't hear him barking?
Oh.
Yeah, husband, man, love of my life.
It's Farley. Yeah, I just thought that was a crazy story he was telling me, and then we were talking about, we were talking about the religious side of things a little bit, and he was like talking about that, and he's like, it's hard for me because I see this stuff. Mm-hmm. He goes, it's hard. It's really hard. And that's what we were talking about. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. And, I'll end on the murder.
I'll end on, at least we didn't end on a fart.
And we didn't fight.
Not yet.
Oh, well, let's fix that.
All right. Like 9 things just went through my head that I could say that would be...
it's funny? And I was thinking immediately.
I was like, well, do you want to? Because we can.
Do you want to fight now? Or are we going to save it? We've been fighting too much. We're going to take a
break. We've been fighting so much. Well, it's been like months. Yep.
See?
Yep. It's me. It's me.
Always.
All right. 100%. All right. Goodbye.
Good day. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Click subscribe. Do something. Like us.